What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over even more leaks for Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2 because it seems like pretty much everything with this season is leaked. If you are someone that wants to be surprised and avoid these spoilers, probably click off the video now. And I also did make a video about other leaks earlier this week or last week. So if you want to see as much information there is about Chapter 4 Season 2, I do have another video on it. If you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. And if you would like to use me for support a creator when getting the Chapter 4 Season 2 Battle Pass, my code is just EvolveJake. The first thing we're going to talk about is going to be these new bunkers. These are going to be a mid-match objective. And there will be bunkers in each match that spawn in randomly, and they have a boss in them that you can defeat. The bunker will be marked on the map, and you will only have a set amount of time to open it. And then based on the description, I think this will be somewhat like a Rift event. We'll get to that later on, but it'll just happen randomly throughout the course of the game, and then you can choose to take advantage of it or not and just continue playing normally. This is a somewhat interesting change to vaults because with vaults, I feel like it really skewed how people played. Like with the Most Wanted update, for example, if you weren't landing at like faulty, brutal, or shattered slabs, it just seemed like there was nobody on the map at all. So you could choose to either land at one of these vault locations and have like an incredibly hot early game, or you could land anywhere else and just see nobody all game. And that, like, being on one end of the extreme or the other really isn't that ideal. So I feel like this could be a way to have vaults in the game and have like kind of that interaction of, you know, fighting AI and clearing the vault and getting the special loot without necessarily really skewing the early game, and then without also having just AI on the map all the time. I think this could be a really good change because I know the vaults are like a fan favorite thing in Fortnite. There's also going to be special augments. These are going to be legendary augments that you'll have to get from augment chests, and these augments seem pretty busted. The ones that they should have on launch, or the ones that have leaked, should be one that allows you to respawn when you die, increase the amount of base shield you can have, and then there's also a siphon augment, which I assume will give you health and shield and maybe even mats on kill, but it doesn't really say how much siphon it is. When we had siphon as a base mechanic in Chapter 1, Season 7 and 8, you got 50 health and shield when you eliminated somebody, and then it's also like that in Arena now. But there was also a siphon LTM back in the day where once you eliminated somebody, you went straight back to full HP. You could be 1 HP, get a kill, and then you're back to 100. So I am very much interested to see what they do with this siphon augment. Personally, these sound incredibly busted, I would rather them just not exist, but yeah, I mean, that is how it is. And I assume these will be related to the bunkers in some way. I could see this being like the ultimate goal of the bunkers. Like you clear the bunker and then you have a chance to get one of these augments. We'll get into that later on in the video once again because there is more that kind of adds into that, I think. Their pump and the Ranger AR are apparently getting reworks in this season. This has been reported by several leakers that we will be getting reworks of the original pump shotgun and the Ranger assault rifle, which is incredibly interesting. Players have wanted the pump shotgun back ever since it was removed at the start of Chapter 3. Personally, it's my favorite shotgun ever in Fortnite. I think the Thunder shotgun is like a close second, though. I don't mind using the Thunder shotgun. I actually quite enjoy it. And it's like the Thunder shotgun alone is like one of the reasons why like this season has been so much more enjoyable, in my opinion, than anything in Chapter 3, because we have a solid shotgun. One of the main differences between them, though, is the Thunder has a little bit more damage. Obviously, they're reworking the pump, so who knows what the damage will be like. But also, if you were to compare the Thunder shotgun to the old pump, the Thunder just feels way more clunky. Like it feels clunkier to edit with. It feels like slower and like weirder to reload. So if we get like a solid damage pump shotgun that also feels like nice and fluid to use and has a decent reload, I'll be really happy to see that. But it's one of those things where it's like kind of concerning because I assume they'll vault the Thunder for this, and it's like, I think the Thunder is like fine. It's like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 for me. So it's like, this new pump has to be like really good for me to be like happy with this change. And then the Ranger AR rework is kind of weird. I mean, the Ranger AR wasn't really an item that a lot of players liked at all in Chapter 3. I feel like of Chapter 3, it was there pretty much the entire time, and it was ignored for most of the time. So there's a decent amount of improvement they could make to this weapon with a rework, but we really don't know much about it. There's also currently 6 POIs in the work for this season, which is a lot. They're codenamed Cyber Dragon, Dojo, Hot Springs, Loot Island, Neon City, and Zen Garden. These will likely be a mix of named and unnamed locations on the map, like even some unnamed spots on the map are kind of like named in the files, like kind of like Sunny Steps last chapter where it was like above the volcano and it wasn't actually a named POI, but it was there on the map. So I could see this being a mix of unnamed and named locations, but also Loot Island or Sky Island will be a floating POI that will spawn mid-match, and like the abduction minigame, it will only be there for a set amount of time and you'll be isolated from the rest of the players on the island. And my personal guess is that this will be where the bunkers will spawn. So the Rift POI will come in. You can choose to either go to it and then like try to clear the bunker in the set amount of time and get the reward, or not, and like you just go from there. And this is, like I said, that's just my guess, but it's like we know the bunkers will spawn in randomly and be there for a set amount of time. We know these loot islands or like Rift POIs will spawn in randomly and be there for a set amount of time and be like isolated from the rest of the map. So I feel like combining those two things and then kind of having that special augment as a reward would make the most sense. That is just speculation on my part, but that's just like what makes the most sense to me personally. And this could also, there could be several different versions of these as well, and that could explain why we know of 6 POIs. Like Loot Island or Sky Island is one of them, but maybe 1 or 2 of those other POIs are also Rift POIs, and that's why there is 6 POIs set for this season. The Battle Pass for this season has also leaked. Here's a look at it now, but these images here are taken from survey skin, so they will look pretty different in-game. But if you're someone who's really interested in the Battle Pass, this is a preview of what you can expect. Personally, it's never really that big of a deal to me what they do with the Battle Pass, but we should be getting Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan in this, as well as a Drift remix, which is probably the skin I'm most looking forward to in the Battle Pass. But as always, like, I'm not too concerned about the Battle Pass skins at this point in time. I've bought so many skins in Fortnite over the years, you know? Star Wars will also be getting another collab in this season, which really isn't surprising at all because they usually do a lot for May 4th, which will take place during this season most likely. But this Star Wars collab seems like it will be much more high effort than past collabs. Not only will lightsabers be returning, but there will be several new force powers. Like, I'll have a list of them on screen now, but there's a bunch of different force powers that will be added with the Star Wars update, and I could definitely see this being like an LTM or something like the Most Wanted update, where it's kind of like a limited time update that's kind of crazy. Instead of like the heat system being the main aspect of it, it would be the force powers. That, once again, isn't confirmed, but that's just a guess on my part based on what we saw last season with the Most Wanted update and them adding, like, several different, like, force abilities. Like, I could see it being a thing where you have to, like, level up your force to unlock the different powers over the course of the game or whatever, like how the heat system was. There will be rails that you can grind on around certain POIs or maybe just the map in general. I assume this will be similar to the slipstreams. Like, the slipstreams you, like, flew in the entire time, but I think it's a similar concept where there's, like, a set route of mobility you have around the map. And in Chapter 1, Season 9, when they added slipstreams, there was kind of one around, like, the entire perimeter of the map, and then there was also some smaller ones around POIs. So, like, Mega Mall and Neo Tilted had their own slipstream around them, and then there was another one that just went around the base of the map, and I could see this being, or the perimeter of the map, sorry. I could see these rails being somewhat similar to that. But you also will be able to use your weapons on them, and I think it'll just be more friendly to zero build than the slipstreams were, because the slipstreams you had to, like, get up to. But with these, you probably just jump onto it, or it's, like, somewhat near ground level, so it's easier to get onto. And this could be really interesting. The slipstreams were a pretty divisive kind of addition when they were added. Some people really liked them, some people didn't. This will probably be the same, but you'll probably be a little bit more exposed on this than you were the slipstreams, or a little easier to tag. There's also a lot of new augments that were leaked, at least the names of them. We don't know entirely what these will do, but some of them can definitely be kind of like predicted. And with this, we have like 15, I think, new augment names. I wouldn't be surprised if the entire roster of augments, or like most of the roster of augments, is just like completely different. The augments we know about are Amphibious Assault. I assume this will have something to do with fighting in the water. Charge Knock Armory. So this will probably be an augment that grants you weapons, probably like the Charge Shotgun and Flint Knock Pistol or something along those lines. Dignified Finish. Don't really know what that is. Dumpster Diving, I think this would allow you to get loot from certain, like the hiding spots, or maybe even heal in the item spots, like how Bush Warrior was. Grind Rail Heal will likely like make you regenerate health when you're on the grind rail, similar to Bush Warrior. Hunter's Armory will likely be some sort of hunting weapons, maybe the Hunter Bolt Sniper. And I don't know if there's any other hunting weapons, or the Hunting Rifle is one of them as well. Light ammo recycle will probably give you light ammo for every time you hit somebody. Medium ammo amplified, not really sure what that is going to do. Maybe added damage on medium ammo. Pizza party will likely give you the pizza party item. Shotgun recycle, similar to the light ammo one. I would imagine this just like grants you ammo back when you hit somebody. Relentless, reload on empty, slap medic, smooth slide, and treasure hunter. So I assume slap medic will be like splash medic, where you can get chug splash from random containers you open. Smooth slide, don't really know what that would be. Maybe your screen is less shaky when you slide. And then treasure hunter, relentless, and reload on empty, not really sure what those will be like. Maybe with reload on empty, you reload faster if your weapon is empty, but relentless and treasure hunter, I'm not really sure, unless it's just something like exactly like Peely's plunder but renamed. But that is going to be it for this video. Those are the leaks I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I already made a video last week about completely different leaks that were covered or leaked about this season. We know a lot about Chapter 4 Season 2 so far. Some of this could certainly come out to be wrong, but that's just kind of the nature of leaks. Most of the people I use as sources in these videos have like track records going back years within Fortnite. So it's not like people that just make up nonsense, you know? But I hope you guys found this helpful, informative. If you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.